Hey friends, good morning. I got my indulgent soothing eye cream on. Feels good. I got my coffee. Welcome to Brood Awakenings. I want to talk to you guys about a woman in the Bible named Deborah, and can be found in Judges 4. And I actually just really learned about her the other day. I'm doing a study on women in the Bible, which is really fun. And I'm going to read this paragraph first about her, and then I'll actually dive into the words. So, woman of leadership, it is Judges 4, meet Deborah. The period of Judges was a time of great unrest and turmoil in Israel, when everyone did whatever seemed right to them. God appointed Deborah as the judge of Israel when the Israelites were sold to King Jabin of Canaan. As the only female judge in Israel's history, she served Israel faithfully until finally the Lord called her home to come against the Canaanites. Along with Barak, Deborah led Israelites into battle and triumphed over the enemies by fearlessly leading Israel against its enemies. Deborah delivered Israel and for a time helped them turn back to the Lord. So there's a lot of similarities between Israel and what's going on in the world today. People are just doing whatever feels right by them, worshiping success and chasing after success and not the Lord, or tarot cards and crystals and worshiping the sun. Whatever. At the end of the day, whatever your relationship with his God is on you and is with you and is your decision. However, I wanted to come on here and talk about how amazing Deborah was in this time period and how we can be like her now in our time period. And so the story is that Israel was doing whatever they wanted, great evil, and not worshiping God and doing a lot of sin on purpose. And the Lord had allowed them just to be oppressed by a man named Sisera, who lived in a different nation, and he had 900 iron chariots. So an iron chariot with a horse. So 900 iron chariots plus an army. And so that man harshly oppressed them for 20 years because they weren't following the Lord and they gave themselves into sin. So listen to this. Deborah, a prophetess and the wife of Lepida, was judging Israel at the time. So first of all, the only judge in Israel as a woman is like an incredible job. And she was a prophetess, which basically means that the Lord spoke to her and she listened and she did what the Lord told her. She had a very close relationship with the Lord. And everybody in Israel went to her to settle their disputes. So she summoned Barak, who was a leader in the army, and said, "Hasn't the Lord, the God of Israel, commanded you, go deploy the troops on Mount Tabor? Take with you 10,000 men, and I will lure Sisera, commander of Jabin's army, out, and you will, and to fight you, and I will hand him over to you." So the Lord was telling this leader, Barak, to go and conquer, but he was choosing not to because he was afraid. And Barak said to Deborah, "If you go with me, I will go. But if you will not go with me, I will not go." Like, what? She's a woman. She's not in the army. She's a judge and a prophetess. But he was afraid, and he knew that she heard from the Lord. And basically, she's like, "I will gladly go with you, but you won't receive honor on the road because the Lord will sell Sisera to a woman." So you're basically saying that, God is going to make this happen, but you're not going to get, honor because I'm here and you're not going without me, kind of thing. So Deborah got up and went with him. So at the end of the day, what happened was they got their 10,000 men, and they went and they pitched a tent where they were told to pitch a tent at. And then it was reported to Sisera that all these people were here, that Barak was here, and Deborah was there. And Deborah said, "What are you doing? Go." Like, she literally said, then Deborah said to Barak, "Go. This is the day the Lord has handed Sisera over to you. Hasn't the Lord gone before you? Hasn't the Lord done this for you?" And so Barak took 10,000 men with Deborah. They went down there, and everybody fell by the sword. Sisera's armies left, and Sisera actually left on foot, and that's a whole nother story. But they conquered who was oppressing them for 20 years. And it was the faith of Deborah and the encouragement of Deborah that made this happen. And so, let's go look at this. So Judges was this time of great unrest and turmoil where everyone did whatever they wanted to, that seemed right to them. And so it's so relatable to what's happening now. People are legit doing whatever they want, whatever feels right to them, okay? Their choice. Everyone's tolerant of all of that and not listening to what the word of God is. And, Deborah, as the only female judge, had to stand probably a lot of criticism and judgment and just disbelief, right? That's just crazy to me that she was doing that. So us as women, what is our responsibility? What can we take away from this story? Well, first of all, it said she fearlessly led Israel against its enemies and delivered Israel, and for a short time, a time, helped them turn back to the Lord. And so what can we do fearlessly to help turn our world, so help turn our family, our friends, our sphere of influence, our coworkers, the people around us back to the Lord? Can we fearlessly do things to help turn people away from the Lord and fight against the enemy of Satan? Because Satan is the true enemy. Satan is the true enemy, and he causes us to be distracted, causes us depression, causes turmoil and conflict in our relationships. Satan literally is the root of, name a problem in your life, Satan's the root of the evil, right? So what can you do as a woman to be fearless, to help turn people away from the enemy? What can you do to be fearless, to turn people back to the Lord? Whether that's not gossiping, encouraging one another, being patient with your kids, sharing the gospel with someone, being fearless in your business, being out in front of people, using that platform to encourage women all around you. And hopefully we can be a part of the good and the changing of this world. So I hope this encourages you, and I hope it allows you to really put yourself in Deborah's shoes of how fearless she was and how she helped lead nation back to the Lord. So what can we do to lead the people in our world back to him? I'm gonna sip my coffee and think on that.